Shorty bad, go ahead, give her one shot.
Try another one. Duse, jump on it. Jump on it. Ride it like
Jump on it, ride it like Jackie. The hell spoken that loud, let's the yak with mine. Make your mama proud, popping it like shot. Turn up, it's a gangster party.
PT, ain't never popped a Mari, but if I ever catch Mac, I'ma pop a Holly. I don't even rob a cop the Harley. Blowing so much green, I shame Marley. Yeah, I push the line to its full limit. Hit the hole like 22, boy, I'm a young image. Nothing go like snow, now that's a cold image. Still whistling, sending, knocking them white women. Only reason I do it to avenge image. To the day they go before they box me out. Knowing me, it don't matter, I simply take my route. On my hobby.
Dang, the back, hold on. I gotta fix the back. What's going on with my thing? Oh, there it go, there it go. Wes. Welcome to the Damu Kiwe Conversations, home of the West Coast, the voice of the culture. It's Duse the dime. I'm right back at it, just like a crack at it, man. Grind. You know what I'm saying? Great show last night. I started to do a follow-up with that one last night. Bang that like button on your way in. Bang that like button on your way in like a hood rat between a hood rat's legs. You know what I did? So, Money Grip, salute. Salute to the Damu Kiwe Conversation. Real ones with real content. The revolution will be televised. We are the revolution. Black power. Tell them again, Money Grip. Maybe they don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't paying attention, nobody is even in the lane we on. They can't do the things that we do. And the things we do is spit real game, educate, and gangster shh. We ain't even past the 5-minute mark. Can't get demonetized. Power to the people, Panther power, Black liberation, Black army, Black freedom, freedom of death. Hey, man, bang that like button coming in. I know that they don't like when we do these kind of content. Black Panther Party, Black Liberation Army, Blood in My Eyes, Solidad Brothers. You know what I'm saying? They don't like when we do these things. New World Order. New Black World Order. 9030. Salute to you, King. You know what I'm saying? Binky Mac, Damu Kiwe Conversation. Salute, Duse. Blue from the Lou. Salute. Red heart, blue heart, red heart, blue heart, black heart. Active Chucks, Damu Kiwe Nation. What's good, try? Man, we good. We blessed. Another day, G-Mac in the building. 2-1. Damu and Kiwe Conversation is the realest. Hitting you with the dopest content. Welcome and subscribe. Hit that like button and lace your chucks and get active. Who heard Snoopy clips? Man, we don't even care about them goofies, bro. I'm so far past these goofies nowadays. Carolina Connect TV, salute. Like, for real, bro. Like, it's so much Southern Force, salute. I dropped the thing right now, brother. I'm glad you put in the comments. Because once I got there, if I didn't drop it, it reminds me. Groovy! Salute Duse the Don and the Damu Kiwe family. Bang that like button if y'all just coming in. Freedom of death, the revolution will be televised. Fact. John Bankhead, salute. Mo Hill, what up? You know what I'm saying? Stand on it. Angela, what's the damn deal, Deuce? You the deal, dog. One and only guy. You the deal, guy. We still ain't past the 5-minute mark. Keith McCulley, 5'4", Deuce him the Don. G-Max, stand on it. Salute to Deuce Sims, the Don. And salute to the entire chat, man. Salute to y'all. 1-800-BRICK City. G-Mac, thanks for running this content, Deuce. Salute, bro. Man, you know, as soon as you got it, I did a deep dive to find out what I could find out on them. I was in the midst of doing this thing on Jeff Fort. Free the chief, man. You know what I'm saying? I was doing some research on Jeff Fort, and preparing to do a show on that. So when you said that, I was like, well, that'll probably be easier because Jeff Fort, you got to really go deep down and then break down the laws and how he's still in there and all kind of other stuff, right? So I was like, man, I was able to get this quick. You know what I'm saying? We own it. Bloody Rain 5, man. Deuce, you need to take aim at all these digital tabloids because ain't no more real journalism besides Stand on the Media and Damu Kiwe team. Hey, Bloody Rain 5, that's the whole thing. Once we get into that back and forth with them, we put them on our level. That's why I'm falling off that. We don't get on this type time. We do not stand a chance. Tell them again, God. Tell them again, bro. That's why another reason why I've been getting away from the goof, the circus. See, when you in the circus, it's hard for those watching to distinguish who the clowns is. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard for them to distinguish who the clowns is. I know y'all be like, what? Everybody knows Duse Sims and the Damu Kiwe conversations is the realest. Nah, bro. Everybody don't know that. If they did, they would have been over here and quantifying it with support because the reals deserve all that. Let's go. So look, so we got this weirdo. I don't know where this weirdo came from, right? We got this weirdo named Paul, you know, Paul Songbird, you know what I'm saying? And old Paul Songbird is saying that he started the new Black Panther Party. Can you believe it? But they don't really have no ties to the Black Panther Party. So y'all gotta help me to understand this. You a Black Panther, but you have no ties to the original Black Panther Party. Oh, my bad. But then he said he's being guided by original founders of the Black Panther Party. So this is where I start seeing psyop. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. Hey, Southern Force, salute to you, brother. Salute to you, King. You know what I'm saying?
Salute, brother.
So, are you familiar with this new Black Panther Party of Defense? Are you familiar at all with this guy?
I've seen a few of them like on like Instagram and stuff. I really don't have like full knowledge of them, but yeah, I have seen a pop up on Instagram and stuff for certain situations.
Well, yeah, that's probably the only place you're gonna find them, TikTok and Instagram, because the new Black Panther Party of Defense in Philadelphia, when this dude ain't even from Philadelphia. Come to find out, this dude is from Lansing, Detroit, right?
Right.
He from Lansing, Detroit. But let me see. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of him. Let's get to a picture of him real quick. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know we talking about the same people. Tell me if he don't look like Love Boy. Does this dude look like he has any fight in his bones? He look like Lieutenant Love Boy. He might love boys. Look at this dude.
Oh man.
And he looks like a mulatto. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Clubhouse Crazy TV, salute. Hey, bro, this, and what if I told y'all that this was the leader of the new Black Panther Party of Defense? What if I told y'all this? Would y'all believe me?
Mm-mm.
Man, salute, man. Old boys and agent. Man, listen. Deuce Brady. Nah, bro, listen, my nigga. Christopher Love, boy. There's a video of him and AC Babalouie, and they saying that's his son. Wait, they saying that this is AC Babalouie's son? Well, listen, respectfully, AC Babalouie was a bona fide liar. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. The homie definitely, when he turned, because he was with the Crips, when he turned from the Crips to be a Paru, He gave his all. Salute to him, all due respect. But when it comes to his history, he kind of really had his own objectives and narratives to push. And that's demonstrably false. Ain't no way this soft-ass nigga defending anything. That cat in the Fed. No, him and AC saying, that's an agent, bro. Carolina Connect TV, bang that like button. Whoa, is that old boy, son? Hey, Diddy. Hey, listen, bro. This is him. This is the leader of, he got the chain on with the dog chain. Yeah.
Nah, impossible.
Diddy salute. The streets can't vouch for his ass. Bro, if the streets can vouch for him, I'll run with it. I don't care what he look, because looks could be deceiving. You know what I'm saying? If the people in Lansing, Michigan tell us that this dude was really active in the community and he's really for the people, then I'll believe it. But then when I look at the people that he got supporting him. The Black Panther Party. You got 1 Mountaineer, 2 Mountaineer, 3 Mountaineer, 4, 5 Mountaineers, 6 Mountaineers, 7 Mountaineers more. It's surrounded by all Mountaineers. Yeah. Pocket, bro.
I can't.
Some people thought me and my wife were part of the new Black Panthers. Hey, Lou for the Lou, I wish you would. Huey Newton is rolling in his MF grave for real. Bang that like button, man. Angela, I said the same thing when I seen him, but it's another one of them that's damn near white, bro. Listen, homie. And Lou, you not serious, are you? Hey, listen, bro. This right here should be a sin, you know? This right here, this nigga's first and foremost, I don't know for sure, but it appears to me he's a mulatto, and that's okay. You know, none of us know or was in control of what was going on in them hen houses back on the Masters plantation. You know what I'm saying? So all of us then got cut by force, will, or whatever, right?
Right.
So I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, him being a mulatto is against him. We ain't going to get into the colorism. What I'm saying is he's a mulatto with 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Mountaineers, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Mountaineers. This nigga got 6 Mountaineers behind him pushing this push. So let me tell y'all what I done found out about this weirdo, right? In a 2025 profile, Birdsong, his name is Paul Birdsong. Yeah. Gotta be a joke, right? Birdsong stated that his political radicalization followed the 2020 murder of George Floyd. I get that. That could spark something, you know what I'm saying? And subsequent protests against police brutality in the United States. He has described himself as having come from a working class background. He described himself. None of this is verified, right? He describes himself as having coming from a working class background and as having been influenced by Black nationalist and anti-imperialist literature. According to Birdsong, he was recruited into organized Panther work after the 2020 protests and came into contact with surviving members of the original Black Panther Party. Now, remind you, this is all according to Paul Birdsong, right? He was recruited into the organized Panther work. Hey, homie, we see what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, out there. We think you should be the leader. What did you see about this nigga that made you think that he could be the voice and leader of the new Black Panther Party. Now, I'm not, being too judgmental, but you gotta have a real low bar if we haven't heard about none of his social work previous. This dude, well, we'll get to that, right? So he came in contact, he came in contact with surviving members of the original Black Panther Party, who he says have provided advice and mentorship to his organization. This is what he said. Now, let me tell y'all something. If y'all didn't know, right now I'm working on my Wikipedia, right? Due Sims, Active Chucks. I'm really a public personality, a public figure. You know what I'm saying? So all of it'll be there probably within the next 3 to 4 weeks, right? Because I got everything that needed to be verified. MTV radio play, Kanye West website, all of the blogs promoting Hit Your Bremen, my legal lawsuit. Every one of these things has to be verified, and it has to be submitted third party. I can't submit it myself. I've got somebody else who I give all of the information to submit my Wikipedia about me, and then other people can add on with verifiable facts. This is off Wikipedia, what I was reading, y'all. And all of those facts about meeting living Black Panther parties are not verifiable. Wikipedia will deny your account if you can't verify your assessment. You can't just say that. Where are you getting it? So it has to be from a quote unquote reputable source, which if y'all know about the crooked news media, I learned about that in COINTELPRO against the Black Panthers, right? They utilize the media to spread their propaganda against the Panthers. So the media has always been a tool that the federal government employed to press their propaganda and message. And this is the message that they're telling us without any confirmation, without us understanding where this dude came from, right? Let's go back to the other one. I like the other picture a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, he remind me of Christopher Love, boy. You know what I'm saying? He kind of looked like a black version of Baltar. Look at them man boobs. Come on, bro. What kind of self-discipline this man got with them man boobs? Hit that like button, man. You know what I'm saying?
Doppelganger is this?
Got them, man. But somebody get him a bra, man. That is his son. Ain't he supposed to be the big homie AC son from West Side Park? That's what they said. Let's bang. I don't know. People don't understand what the ancestors did. Ra, Luke, Infinity. So y'all saying that's really AC Babalu's son, huh? But he's from Lansing, Michigan. That's AC Babalu's son. They got a video on Kev Mac video. I'm listening while working. Well, damn, if he anything like his dad, Megan Davis, Duse, we met a new Black Panther. He got 10 years in the Fed for some bomb shit. Oh, shit. Small Paul. The fuck is he? I'm here like, who the fuck is he? Bro, listen, bro. AC Babalu, this is his son. Listen, bro. Y'all tripping, man. Bo Monty, what's up? Power to the people. Hey, for sure, bro. But I don't know if this is the good people, man. All skin folks ain't kin folks, man. And this dude right here, it just sounds like it's a co-op. So listen, Birdsong is acting as national chairman of a contemporary organization that uses the name Black Panther Party for self-defense and operates primarily out of West Philadelphia. The group is visually modeled on the historic Black Panther Party, founded in 1966. Members typically wear black clothing, leather jackets, and berets, and sometimes openly carry firearms in jurisdictions where it's lawful, right? Birdsong has maintained that the organization functions under the tutelage of the original Panthers, and that it seeks to revive what he calls the people's survival programs for the present day. The contemporary party under Birdsong is organizationally distinct from the original Black Panther Party. So in layman, it's not the Black Panther Party. They just use the name for marketing purposes and promotional as if that's who they is and what they represent. Imagine the nigga saying, well, you know, I ain't from Brims, but I represent the Brims. You know what I'm saying? We not Brims, but we use the image of the Brims or the Crips. We use the image of the Front Street Watch Crips. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we out here doing for the people, putting in work. You know, they're gonna be like, bro, that watered down ass shit. How you ain't, bro? This is crazy. So look, now one thing I commend them on is that they're doing some of the programs that the Panthers did implement, right? One of the people survival program, that was when the Panthers went into the elementary schools and they had their own, serving free lunches and breakfast to the kids who was going to school hungry, right? What's crazy is what the feds did to try to, because that had influence of the Panthers in impressioning upon these children at such a young age that they respected, that these weren't necessarily their parents, but it's that village mentality that we need to re-implicate back into our communities. With each one teach one. So they see it, oh, they come feed us in the morning and the afternoon. We get familiar with the different members of the local Panthers. Now we looking up to them. We want to be like them, for standing for the people. So what the government did was they started providing these programs in the school to take away the influence that the Panthers had on these young black kids. Cold game. So he implementing a similar program right now in North Philly right now, right? But while he's implementing that, how we know that it ain't the feds who already took over and implement that program, just giving him the funds to say that it is. And we're going to get more. See, when you want to know something about a business or somebody, you got to follow the money. See, when the feds come after niggas, they always follow the money trail. The money trail is going to tell you about a nigga's behavior. So we're going to get to the money trail later on to try to really see what's going on with this cat. Bang that like button, right? Old girl said she's suing them new Black Panthers. Yeah, but she doesn't have the, I don't think she has, she's Denise, bro. She doesn't have a trademark to the Black Panther name. If she did, then they would have been paying her for doing that movie that they did, the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? So for her to be able to do that, she would have to have a trademark on the name Black Panther Party or Huey P. Newton or his estate. You know what I'm saying? So there's a petition. I signed a petition today to get them all. So the contemporary party under Birdsong is organizationally distinct from the original Black Panther Party, from other formations that have similar names. You know what I'm saying? So they got nothing to do with none of the other chapters of the new Black Panther Party. They're their own distinct chapter. And reporters covering the group in Philadelphia has emphasized that while it draws heavily on Black Panther symbolism and rhetoric, it does not claim formal legal continuity with the historic national organization. But he just was talking about how he's been under the tutelage of real original living Black Panther Party members, right? This right here, disrespecting Huey, George Jackson. Oh, we gonna get to Brother George today. Oh, you know, had to utilize this opportunity. COINTELPRO still exists. Old man Barker, that's a fact. The Huey P. Noon Foundation holds those, don't they? I don't know, bro. You know, people, especially politicians, that come in with a bag and hijack the credibility of such an estate to use it for their own purposes. I'm not sure. That's something we should research, right? So let's go here to as Minnesota's shooting is stirring up this stuff. This Black Panther Party is out here defending the immigrants, right? So he's defending immigrants. And listen, I get it, bro. I ain't totally against that. Oh, they not letting us get this. So go to homepage. Oh, yeah, they not letting us get this. Damn, that's crazy, bro. Well, forget that thing. A Minneapolis shooting stirs fears of state violence. Several Black Panther Party members make their presence known in Philly. So not only do you got him, this is somebody else that you'll see regularly, right? Hold on. So this is let me show y'all these dudes, man, because they heavy on the rhetoric. See, where we come from, and you really for the streets, you know, you talk the talk. Niggas in the streets say, man, you got to walk the walk. We need to see that, especially the young brothers. They need to see that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just talk my ear off. We don't peep lip service. We peep deeds and actions. You know what I'm saying? So let me show y'all his buddy. Tell me.
And if you are in the Philadelphia area and you would like to join, swing through headquarters, 2123 Grant Street. Hours are from 10 in the morning to 6
Bro.
p.m. And every Friday we have free hot food, clothes, and groceries at 6 p.m. You feel me? And if you would like to support, donate, anything like that, Black Panther's Cash App is on the page. GoFundMe is on the page. Everything is there for y'all. Love y'all. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it pushing. You feel me? All power to the people. All power to the people. Comrade Jazz here, reporting for Active Community.
Comrade Jazz here, reporting from Active Community. He doing this. This nigga teeth worse than mine. Bro, is this nigga a smoker, bro?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, damn. I think I see that thing over there. I'll over to you.
Man, this brother might be off them amphetamines, man. What y'all thinking, man? We gotta see what's going on, man. Hold on, man. Let's see what's going on. Bang that like button if you're just coming in. Free Mumia Abu Jamal. K54. Most people don't know self. My pops taught me well. We know that, Mohil. You know, we know. What was that Philly bombing about the Panthers or Black militia? Oh no, it was a family, bro. We're gonna do a whole episode and deep dive on that loop from the loop. That was one of the worst atrocities and mass murders of a family line. They was rebellious too. Ever. But let's delve in the deep waters of this realism. Knowledge is power. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Damn, the new Black Panthers got YNs too. You know what I'm saying? This dude, I don't think he a YN, bro. If he a YN, he done lived a rough life. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen to the brother though, man.
So me, for everybody who would like to join and who is trying to join, listen, y'all, inboxes are full right now. Very. Chairman Paul is working on getting back with y'all, you feel me? On the other hand, if you are in the Philadelphia area and you would like to join, swing through headquarters, 2123 Grant Street. Hours are from 10 in the morning to 6 p.m. And every Friday we have free hot food, clothes, and groceries at 6 p.m. You feel me? And if you would like to support, donate, anything like that, Black Panther's Cash App is on the page. GoFundMe is on the page. Everything is there for y'all. Love y'all. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it pushing. You feel me? All power to the people.
So this is old Paul's partner, man. Look at Paul.
Chairman Paul Birdsong reporting for At the Community Defense Duty. Listen, two things that I need to run by you. Thing number one is, a lot of people are saying that we should not stand up against ICE because we're standing for people that aren't us. And Black Panthers only stand for black people. That is a lie. Huey P. Newton said that we are internationalists and we stand with all oppressed people, no matter what color they are. That's the founder of the Black Panther Party that said that.
Oh, shit. Here it goes. He says that it's international and acceptance of everybody. Well, this was the first clue to me that this was a psyop and he was a plant. So, of course, he said they stand against all oppressed peoples of the world. But the main thing that Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party sought out was black independence. Because independence economically, educationally, judicially, politically is the only way that you truly are free. Free of being in the midst and under the claws of your slave master. So there was an ally that we had, the Brown Berets. The Black Panthers trained so many different organizations, right? But we had the Brown Berets. Before they started the Brown Berets, those same Brown brothers reached out to Huey P and the Panthers and they wanted to join. And Huey told them, listen, brother, with all due respect, we want black independence. And if y'all want to help us and we have common ground, then that's a beautiful thing. But if I want independence for me and my brothers, I also want independence for you and your brothers. So I suggest that you guys formulate the Brown Berets and stand beside us in this struggle. You understand what I'm saying? So this dude talking about Huey P said we accepting all of them. Man, this dude's a politician, bro. He's a gimmick, bro.
Definitely.
Let me finish listening to this, man. This turns a comedy hour. I thought we was going. I'm still break down some science.
That's that's our leadership. And Billy J. Brooks, that was Fred Hampton's right-hand man. So you guys you sound stupid, to be honest. You sound like you don't really know what you're talking about. Doing a lot of hooting and hollering and don't really know what you're talking about. If you watch Huey Newton's speech, he specifically says, we are not black nationalists. We are internationalists. And we stand with all oppressed people across the globe.
This nigga said, Huey P said we are not black nationalists. We're black internationalists. But we can accept anybody or any race standing against oppression.
Man, where you find this cat from, Deuce? Where you find the doppelganger from?
This nigga is slow. We're not black nationalists. Huey P said we're black internationalists. And we can accept anybody across the globe. Wow, bro. This is now, I can't even take this, bro. This is a mockery of black nationalists everywhere.
Wow.
For real, bro. I can't even go through that shit. Let me close this all out, man. This is what we not gonna do, bro.
That's nasty.
This dude is a fucking joke, right? So let me get into it. Let me see what the good people talking about.
Shit, he might well go to no jumper because he acting like a T-Move Black Panther, man. That shit is crazy.
He said a T-Move Black Panthers.
That shit is crazy, man.
What was that Philly? Oh, yeah, we already passed all that. They said, damn, the new Black Panthers got YNs too. We're behind. Part of the blame goes to the system, and part of the blame, we have to hold ourselves accountable. Mumia caught his case after covering the Move case. K54, yes. Hit that like button if y'all coming in, man. Let me give y'all some more about this dude, this weirdo. This dude's a straight weirdo, right? So we're going to get into this, right? So in January 2026, Birdsong and members of his organization gained wider attention when they provided an armed presence at protests outside of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, for the unlearned, right? Field office in Philadelphia, held after the killing of Renee Nicole Good by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. Birdsong told reporters that no one would have gotten touched if we had been there, and argued that that visible community self-defense was necessary to deter state and far-right violence. State and far-right violence. So you coming off as and blaming the government and the Republicans with no blame to the Democrats. It's not always what they say. Sometimes it's about what they don't say. See, me, I hold the government and both parties responsible for exactly what he's trying to stand against, and agree with that position. But for him to leave out the Democrats put part in that is kind of telling and indicative of his allegiances to and possible support from Democratic Party. Public reception. Local residents quoted in media reports have credited the group with providing needed food and material support in under-resourced neighborhoods, and with giving some community members a sense of protection and empowerment. Civil rights commentators interviewed by local outlets have questioned whether an armed formation, even one that emphasizes discipline and non-aggression, could escalate tensions with police or other armed actors, and have contrasted Birdsong's strategy with nonviolent protest traditions. Birdsong has responded that his organization follows strict rules of engagement. Right?
Yeah. And I don't. This shit.
Does not initiate violence, and has, in his view, prevented potential attacks on protesters by his presence. Bro, this is all on his Wikipedia. Remember what I told y'all about everything that's uploaded on your wiki has to be verifiable, not just plausible, right? Grassroots movements using self-organization encourage community members to contribute by taking responsibility and action for their community. Grassroots movements utilize a variety of strategies, from fundraising and registering voters to simply encouraging political conversation. So those grassroots movements that they're talking about is how he said he's being funded right now, right? He said he's being funded by grassroots movements. So let me get into some real Black Panther stuff in contrast to this shit this dude is doing, right?
Right.
So I know it can get bored. Bang that like button if y'all just coming in, right? So Birdsong is verified public information, a basic identity and role. Paul Birdsong, born September 29th, 1986. So he's about 8 years younger than me. Not too old and where he becomes soft, but still might have that fire in his heart. I don't have a problem with his age, right? He's an American activist and community organizer who currently serves as national chairman of a contemporary organization calling itself the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. This is not the original 1960s Black Panther Party, but a new group that uses the historic name and imagery. Background and radicalization. Birdsong says that his political activism was catalyzed by the 2020 unaliving of George Floyd and nationwide protests against police brutality. He claims to have come from a working class background and to have been influenced by Black nationalist and anti-imperialist literature. Multiple sources report he has Lansing, Michigan ties, origin, and activities, and is now most visible in Philadelphia. Note, there is no independently verified public biography covering his childhood, formal schooling in Lansing, criminal records, or family history. Attempts to find credible documentation of these aspects reveal nothing authoritative online. IG, no public records or interviews with Birdsong directly, academic or news profiles, so claims about his upbringing or any alleged criminal past remains unverified in reputable sources. So this dude was a ghost, or he had a past and they erased it for a reason. The organization Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, contemporary. The status and structure, the group uses the historic Black Panther Party name and imagery, but it's organizationally distinct from the original 1996 through 1980s Black Panther Party founded by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale. Reporters explicitly describes Birdsong's organization as a new formation, drawn on historical symbolism rather than a legal successor to the original. Activities. Reported activities include weekly mutual aid program, food, produce, supplies, financed by member contributions and community donations. Armed patrols and security presence at public protests, e.g. in Philly after an ICE-related killing. Political education classes, self-defense and firearms training, discussions, circles on Black history. Public visibility. The group gained attention in January 2026. He just popped up this month, bro, for showing up armed at protests outside of U.S. ICE office in Philly. Claims of advisory support from original Black Panther Party members. Birdsong has publicly stated that his group operates under the tutelage of surviving original Black Panther Party members and that he was recruited by them after 2020. However, no specific names of original Black Panther Party leaders who advised Birdsong's organization have been independently reported by reputable journalists. The Philadelphia Inquirer and other outlets mention surviving elders without naming them, and there is no external documentation confirming those relationships in mainstream media. In other words, Birdsong's claimed advisory relationships are not publicly substantiated in reliable sources. So we can't even verify that he's really talking to and being under the tutelage of real Black Panther Party members. And then he still comes with a disclaimer. We are not the same thing. This is a different Black Panther Party movement, right? So pay attention to the hypocrisy. If you is or is you ain't a Panther.
Yeah, man, this dude sound like he got mystery in his history, and then for you to not be a person to shout out the elders and stuff that's doing positive things. Well, what you hiding is either they don't know you, or you just making up a lot of stuff just to catch the people's attention. You false, basically you false claiming. If he was in street politics, he'd be false claiming. Like,
hey, bro, wait, did you say if he was in street politics?
Yeah, if.
Hold on, man. Let me show you this. It just get worse. See,
it get worse.
The internet is undefeated, bro. Oh my God, bro. Hold on. So he really is. Is he really AC Babalui's son? Hold on. See, listen, man. I can smell a con from a mile away, man. You know what I'm saying? Paul Birdsong. Oh my God. This is getting ugly, y'all.
Tweet no narrative. Old Birdsong tweeting the narrative.
Oh my God, bro. Then he was a fake Nation of Islam, a Fruit of Islam. With the bow tie on. Oh my God, bro. This is disrespectful. Bro, this dude need his ass whooped, bro. Bro, this dude need his ass whooped, bro.
So you mean tell me he had a bow tie on the neck and a pork chop sandwich in
bro,
his hand?
I'm screenshotting the pictures now, bro. Bro, this dude is. Then he said he was a Pyru. This and that. This a picture with his dad. He got the flag. Oh my God, bro. This is nasty. Hey, bro, I'm finna bring him. I'm still doing all of the pictures. You know what I'm saying? This is nasty work, bro. Okay, he got on the red and blue like his active chucks. That was hard. You know what I'm saying? But oh man, then here he go with the white man. Hey, bro, if you hit that like button, y'all finna laugh, bro. At least it turned into funny because it was getting kind of boring. But we gonna get back into the teaching. Oh my God, this dude right here. This dude's a bro on the dead homie. Somebody on my Facebook had posted this, and I didn't even know that this was the same dude, but it is. Bang that like button, bro. Breaking news. Hold on. This nigga is a plant. Hold on. These niggas ain't hard enough to be the Black Panthers, man. That's a fact, Lou. Hey, Spirit Wonder. They got a video surfacing around them checking some black police officers with his gun and yelling at them to get out of the neighborhood. Yeah, no, I seen that. Huey Newton's son said he stamped the Philly Black Panthers. That man, listen, bro. Can't nobody stamp nothing for nobody, bro. F the Union, King Buck Wild, salute. Oh man, this nigga playing. 600 police ass a Panther now. Hey, I told him that. Grade A, I told him we need to find with Tiny Steiner. He is a real Black Panther with a great story. Yeah, man, I missed the interview with Matuda Shakur by weeks, bro. We had it lined up, and he passed away. If you got a background buck in the system and you screaming Black Panther, you gonna wear that shit proud. His record sealed is what you saying, right? Black Cash Dreams. Wack got Blueface in the same contract deal that Suge had Pac and manager and the label. Boss Pac woke up and they killed him. Nah, I beg to differ. Two different deals. The fact that it was a conflict of interest, is that what you're saying is the same? Because yeah, that he did. He had David Kenner as Pac's lawyer, and who brought the contract, and he was also Death Row's lawyer, which is owned by Suge Knight. So that was the conflict of interest. Whack 100. Let me see. He's a CIA agent. Breaking news. Yeah, we finna go ahead and give it to him, man. Got him. No stamp allowed, man. So here it go. The 10-point program spells it out plainly. Yeah, bro. We gonna get to the 10-point program, but first, we gotta get to exposing this clown, bro. Hey, bro, this is as bad as it could get. So first, no wonder he said the Panthers accept everybody, right? All races, right? Imagine, I bet you never thought you'd see this with two Mountaineers
I can't.
with Panther shirts and
What? Man? He a Cowboy Panther? What the fuck is this, man?
Oh my God, bro. This is nasty
He
work,
got it in
bro.
white. I'm dead. He got the Panther in white.
Yeah, he got the
man.
White Panther. Now here he goes again with his dad, AC Babalooey, throwing up Paru, flamed up with the Philly P hat on, the Philly crown. This the same guy. He out here, bro. This nigga's a kind artist. Now, I can understand him wearing this, where it's the red and the blue, because he wants to bring together the Bloods and Crips. That's Active Chuck. That's Damu Kiwe Conversations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't get on him about that one. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. He throwing up West Side, and AC throwing up Poirot. You know what I'm saying?
Throwing up the Black Fist. I mean, did that happen before? I'm trying to figure this out, man, because he confusing me.
He confused me. Red flag. Oh, out the right pocket. Flamed up, chunking up peas. Okay. Put it on peas. Here you go again.
Can't not be the man that just did an interview that was talking on Instagram. KB.
That's him, bro. That's him, bro. And then here you go with the bow tie, man. I think he might have been Fruit of Islam. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. So he raising the pork chop sandwich up, basically. So you can't see it.
He gave that up and picked up the pork and then said he's a Panther, but they not black nationalists. You know what I'm saying? Shit, what hoodie, bro?
That brother got many hats, don't he?
Bro, they told me I seen something on my Facebook saying he ain't even a Paru. Bro, I'm telling y'all, homie.
Look.
I'm telling y'all, they saying he wasn't even a Paru, bro. Let's go. Let's see what else we got. Look at him. Oh, he on the picture with the teacher. There go T. Rogers. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there go Red Ron. Rest in peace to both of the Rellies, both of the brothers. Haditha Yo Damu Paul Birdsong. So that's him. Oh, this brother's all over the place, man. And there you go again, chunking up peas. You know what I'm saying? He's chunking up peas, man. You know what I'm saying? This is nasty work, man. And I'm not saying the brother couldn't change his life, but brother, how are you all over the place? You in California with T. Rogers and Red Rum and AC Babaloo. We flamed up, flag hanging, but they say you from Lansing, Michigan, and now you in Philadelphia because somebody told you you should be the leader of the new Black Panther Party for defense. This is nasty work, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's go on this. Political connections and allegations about fundings. accusations in public discourse. Some online petitions and comment threads accuse Birdsong and his group of being a fraud, a psyop, or influenced by political forces, e.g., liberal Democrats. Remember when I said that he was blaming the government and the Republicans, but he didn't blame the Democrats alike? That's probably why. It ain't necessarily what he's saying. Sometimes it's about what he's not saying. You know what I'm saying? So back to old Paul Birdsong. Fact check on financial transparency and donors. There is no public IRS nonprofit profile, no 990 form, or official financial disclosure for Birdsong's group that is visible in media or nonprofit databases. Do y'all know that dude they over there fundraising, GoFundMe's and all of this in the name of doing charity, and they don't even have 501c3 tax exempt status. They're not in the database. This is a fucking scam. Bro, we could Google my shit. Let me do this. This how fast you can Google my shit. Active Chucks charitable org. Real quick, right? Active Chucks charitable org. Let's go here. Let me stop sharing this real quick, right? So as soon as you pull that up, this is nasty work, bro. This dude is playing with the ancestors' spirit, man. So as soon as you Google Active Chucks charitable org, you go to supportsmiletrain.org, and I got there Charity Navigator org, Active Chucks charitable org, right? Active Chucks projects, Pro Republica. There's so many. There goes my EIN number. It's public, right? That this is a tax exempt nonprofit organization, right? Hold on, let's get back to it. You with me, Southern Force? Because I keep losing, right? So there goes my EIN number. Bizapia, Active Chucks, Discover Company info about Active Chucks charitable org, Active Chucks charitable org, Victorville, Active Chucks charitable org, Guide Star, corporationwiki.com, Active Chucks charitable org. Donate to Smile Now. So that you can go find my stuff right now, and we're going to hit one real quick just so that y'all can see, you know what I'm saying, that official like a gang member with a pistol, or better yet, a referee with a whistle, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and show y'all this real quick. So when we come like this, Active Chuck charitable org, providing social services needed within our community, i.e. food, shelter, jobs training, computer literacy classes, combating racial injustices, bringing awareness by educating the community on the seriousness of mental health illness, public safety, gang intervention, voter registration, bringing awareness to physical and sexual abuse. Active Chucks. This is not currently rated. Legality, full credit, mission statement, 10 out of 10 points. Check. Vision statement. Hold on. Not they trying to get donations. Strategic goals, leadership, full credit, investment in leadership development, external focus and mobilizing mission, adaptability, full credit, all of these green checks, right? I think right now I'm like gold status, right? I'm gold status, and the highest is platinum. I ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? When I start, but I've been coming out of my pockets for mine. Bro, this dude don't even got that. Hold on. What did he say? He said, Duse, they don't know what it takes to run a real organization or foundation. Then how is he going to lead the new Black Panther Party? How is he gonna lead the new Black Panther Party if he don't know that? Now I ain't the smartest person in the world. You know what I'm saying? So why would somebody come get him to lead? Remember, he said that they told him to come lead. The real Black Panthers issued a statement saying, dude is a fraud. Yeah, bro, he is. Yeah, someone ought to make them change their name. Yeah, bro, he's a CIA agent. Carolina Connect TV. That's what it's looking like. The breaking news. Oh, yeah, this is that. This have to be 600 twin brother for sure. No stamble up. He was Big Paru like CS2 at one point. Oh, man, what kind of panther are you? This nigga a snow leopard. He said this nigga's a snow leopard, nigga. Spirit wonder. A lot of ancestors are in the grave and still in prison behind the love of our people. That's a fact. Hell yeah, get him, Deuce. He around the hitters, but he wants likes and followers. Songbird is working overtime for them boys. Yeah, he definitely is. He doesn't have the infrastructure strong enough to resist a wave of federal infrastructure. Does any National Black Panther Party, RNA, NAIM, NOI, or NCOBRA orgs co-sign them? No. They said that somebody's son co-signed them. Man, we ain't going on no co-sign. Your co-sign got to come by somebody who's known for doing that. They make up names and come up with an email. Deuce, they don't know what an organization. Okay, we're going to get into that. Let me finish this real quick. If he can't get other orgs to co-sign for him, he's just a planner or adventurous. Malik Zulu, Shabazz, or HPN Gun Club don't rock with him. Wait, what's the HPN Gun Club? Is that the guy that, what is it? Black Guns Matter? Black Guns Matter is I don't think he's a fraud. I mean, all he advocating is for everybody to understand how easy it is to get a pistol and all of that, right?
Right.
So, okay, so let's go. So we'll get to that afterwards. We got some more stuff here. The Black Panthers have issued release statements saying they do not endorse, support, or agree with Paul Birdsong in Philadelphia. So yeah, the Black Panther chapters are all standing against this fraud, right? So there is no transparency, website, business structure, or donor information. We don't know who giving this man this money to fake this shit, bro. There's no transparency on how much money they're giving him, where it's coming from. There is no business structure, and he doesn't even have a website. Independent searches show social media activity on Instagram and TikTok, but no official website with organizational bylaws, board member lists, or donor disclosures, bro. This is nasty work, bro. Do you know how easy it is to get a website? Can Christopher Williams get a sit down somewhere with his team of Black Panther? This is nasty work, man. Y'all hit that like button. So we're going to go to activechucks.com real quick. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to activechucks.com real quick. Let me make sure y'all can see it, right? Oh, yeah, y'all can see it. So you could go to activechucks.com and then hit the one where there's the dots in between everything over here on the drop down. You got shop, you can get clothes, Active Chucks, Damu Kiwe Conversation. That's the whole team. Shout out to Henny Gang. Shout out to Smoked Out TV, Scandalous Los Angeles TV, the gallery, contact videos. But when you get to where it's the acronym, there's a dot between everything. This is for the nonprofit. You get here, you can donate. It's a 501c3 charitable organization, right? You can make a donation, choose amount, $5, $15, $100, or you can enter a custom amount of money, right? Mission statement, right? Providing social services needed within our community, food, shelter, jobs training, computer literacy classes, combating racial injustices, bringing awareness by educating the community on the seriousness of mental health, bringing awareness to racial injustices, researching data about long-term effects of Willie Lynch syndrome, then educating the community about our mission to seek damages, public safety and gang intervention, voter registration, bringing awareness to physical and sexual abuse. Then you can see the board of directors. Who's the chairman of the board of directors? Moi. You know what I'm saying? Duse. This is one of the charitable events. Black History Struggle. You know what? We might read that. Then the secretary of the board, Shayna Griswold. Then the treasurer of the board, Maria Jimenez. Maria. Y'all see my little tamale. You know what I'm saying? There go Maria. And then you got different videos and charitable events. There I go on the news. You know what I'm saying? At the podium. You know what I'm saying? There goes the Chef Sean performance for Black History Struggle. There goes Feed the People campaign on Skid Row, downtown Los Angeles. This was to end qualified immunity, Black History Struggle. We had this event, overturn qualified immunity in Las Vegas. This was the Peacekeeper Coalition in LA, Coalition Pushing for Change with me on the news. This is us getting ready to go with my guy, Chef Sean, right? Val TV Network. This was the 5K Peace Walk, LA Meeks, Compton, and Watts. Y'all can go on here and see all of the different works that we done. Look at Yael. We did this one with Big U. Yael interviewing Deion Henley and the NFL players at the Asante Samuel Jr. Blockhead, the ICANN program, which derived from the Mary ICANN program with Jim Brown. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. So, yeah, bro, it ain't even that hard to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't even got a website, bro. They running a fake ass scam and hype, and they trying to work somebody. How y'all gonna be the Black Panther Party and y'all have zero structure? Do you not know that Huey P. Newton and those founding members of the Black Panther Party were college students, bro? They were college students. They were intelligent. They understood not only politics, but structure, nigga. Structure ain't even tightened up. How the fuck you leading the motherfucking pack? George Soros, he funded Black Lives Matter. Now look at him. He has no infrastructure or executive bureaucracy that has credibility he needs to produce. He is an NFAC dropout. Hey, man, that's what it's looked like, bro, a crisis actor. Selena was had a salute to the chat and to Deuce in Southern Forest. Megan Davis, man, listen, man, Maria gonna run off with the donation. Nah, Maria ain't gonna do no shit like that. Maria ain't gonna jaywalk, nigga. You can't convince Maria to jaywalk, nigga. The ghetto has been fed a diet of guns for 40 years, and them people had a receipts. No thing, nigga. She's a motherfucking nigga. I had to beg her not to sue that nigga Whack 100, or when he threatened to go up there not to call the police. Nigga, Maria's a civilian, nigga. Don't be playing with Maria, nigga. Nigga, she's a businesswoman. I'm going to interview someone next.
And as
Totally
we say in Spanish, yes, CKS. That's what that is.
Yeah, it takes way more to be National Black Panther than just carrying a gun with a black feather jacket on Bozo. That's a fact, bro. Black Panther Party had embassies in Asia and contacts with the Cuban government. He can't get to that level, let's be honest. Yeah, that's crazy. Donald Trump stopped giving funds to those different programs. So if he is getting funds, something ain't right. That's why we was following the money, trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So he has no website. His financial transparency There are no public financial disclosures tied to his group in federal or state nonprofit registries, e.g., no known 990 fund filings publicly available. Board leadership details. Journalistic sources identify Paul Birdsong as the chairman, mentions members, and say the Philly chapter has fewer than 100 members. No broader governing board is named in reliable reporting. Didn't y'all just see my board of directors? How come his isn't public, bro? This is really bad, bro. So let's say this, right? Paul Songbird's personal chairman accounts, the website front, all of that. We already went over that. We're not gonna keep going over it. So, all right, hold on. Let me get to the difference, right? So the difference between what he's trying to introduce and contemporary Black Panther Party for self-defense, Paul Birdsong is a chairman of a modern organization calling itself the Black Panther Party for self-defense, and that's distinct from the 1960s, a similar name and imagery. Claims advisement from original Black Panther Party members, but there's no publicly verified list of advisors. Focuses on community patrols, mutual aid, and armed presence at demonstrations. Transparency, there are no public IRS, nonprofit filings, or donor disclosure. Funding appears grassroots. Grassroots, a term heavily used by liberals, leftists, Democrats. Community-based media reporting indicates lack of formal transparency. So even the media said, man, there's no transparency. Who this nigga is, where he coming from, who's on the board of directors, who's their donations, who's funding this, who's been pushing this to the forefront. Core representation based on reporting, defense and presence, organizational identity tied to Black empowerment imagery, alleged mentorship by historical figures, unverified. Skepticism exists in Black community about political alignment. His group has no widely verified operational documents nor formal historical linkage to the original Black Panther Party structure. Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, founders of the original Panther Party, 1966. Origins and historical context. Founded in October 1966 in Oakland, California. The biggity O. Shout out to the Oak Town. In response to police brutality and systemic racism. They were inspired by Malcolm X's Black Power, Maoist revolutionary thought, and anti-colonial theory. Malcolm X sparked the revolution and the thought of the Panther. Woo! Malcolm was that nigga. You know what I'm saying? If the Black Panther parties ended up being the leaders and the heartbeat and post-rights movement and the Black nationalist movement, and Malcolm's words inspired them to do that, Malcolm was that nigga, bro. That nigga, Malcolm, rest in peace, King. The Panther Party's 10-point program outlined 10 demands and beliefs. Freedom and power to determine Black community destiny. Full employment. End to robbery of Black community. Decent housing. Education exposing true societal nature. Exemption from military service. End police brutality and murder. Freedom for Black prisoners, jury of our peers, and land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, and peace. Their revolutionary goal, practical, community survival, and structural, social economic change. Black Panther Party practice was armed self-defense within the law, open carry, and police monitoring. community survival programs, free breakfast, health clinics, transport for families of inmates, legal education and political outreach, global anti-imperialist solidarity, eventually evolving towards intercommunalism, Newton's later philosophy, a revolutionary socialist organization advocating systemic change, self-determination, anti-capitalist critique, and international solidarity. George Jackson, Soledad Brothers, and Blood in My Eye. And George Jackson was an American activist, a radical writer, in prison from a young age, author of the Soledad Brothers and Blood in My Eye. He became a political theorist passionate about revolutionary change. His core political philosophy argues the necessity of violent revolutionary struggle against the U.S. imperialists, capitalists, and fascist structures beyond reform. See, George Jackson was a little bit more radical than the Black Panther Party. He was more so like the BLA, the Black Liberation Army. You know what I'm saying? That's who Assata Shakur was. See, the Black Panther Party was the political wing. They were actually forming as a political party, like you got the Democrats and you got the Republicans. Well, our political party is supposed to be the Black Panther Party, right? They had the rooster, the old racist Democrats when they had the South. They had the rooster, right?
Right.
The Republicans got what? The rhino, what they got? A horse, whatever they got, an elephant, right? So we had the Panther. We were coming for political power, right? So this dude, not knowing where his funding is coming from, it might be because the Panthers understood having to be financially independent from any outside forces. You can't have the Republicans or the Democrats funding you because as soon as they want you to do, they're going to cut off your funding, and now your whole movement is shot down. That's why it's important to find out Paul's funding is coming from. The contrast with Black Panther Party survival program. Jackson saw survival programs as tactical supports to build political consciousness, not substitutes for revolution. His philosophy centers on total systemic overthrow, not incremental reforms. Similar to deep revolutionary Marxist analysis. Right now, they study in Japan and China, they study the mind of George Jackson, bro. That revolutionary thought. They study this man. I advise y'all to really get y'all kids up on this. Rest in peace to Jonathan Jackson also. We can't go any further without first understanding the sacrifices that Jonathan made and to the revolutionary cause. And talk about it and give big props to his brother without giving and highlighting his ultimate side. Comparing beliefs and ideals. Paul Birdsong, modern self-defense and empowerment group with symbolic ties to Panther imagery. Goals appear centered on community defense and presence. He lacks clear historical platform, formal ideology documentation, or publicly verified advisory structure. Huey P. and Bobby Seale, the original Black Panther Party, focus on Black self-determination through a documented 10-point program, combined community services with anti-capitalist critique, and they sought systemic change, not mere survival or visibility. George Jackson took positions further towards revolutionary struggle than even the original Black Panthers, especially as an analysis of fascism and imperialism, viewed traditional reforms as inadequate, and emphasize class revolution and armed struggle as a means to overthrow oppressive structure. So those are the things. Conclusions. Birdsong group shares imagery and empowerment language with historic movements, but it differs significantly from the original party's documented political philosophy, and it differs from George Jackson's revolutionary framework, bro. This nigga is a fraud. So now I'm finna show y'all this, and then I want y'all to go on my website, man, because y'all can watch that by yourself. Y'all don't need me to do it. If y'all don't, sub to the activechucks.com. Type in activechucks.com right now and make sure that you go over there and you follow that page. We gonna make sure that that if they do take my YouTube, because y'all do know they've been coming for our YouTube, right? If they do take our YouTube, I always be able to be in contact with y'all. National Endowment for Democracy still exists too. USA is used the same way. Hey, bro, you sound like you know a lot about it. They allege to have stopped USA, but the NED is the same ish. Rest in peace, Bunchy Carter, bro. We gonna have to do a whole series, and people could binge watch it on all of the Panthers, the BLA, and any revolutionaries and political prisoners who died in the struggle. We ain't gonna allow that to go unnoticed. You know what I'm saying? Damn, where the brother go? I think we lost him. And his phone been tripping today. So look, we finna get to this weirdo Birdsong. When we gotta, after this is done, bro, because this dude is a weirdo. He doesn't even deserve this kind of light, but we definitely got to expose him because he's using the name of the Panthers and he's a fraud. You know what I'm saying? People died for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got people still doing time right now for that, bro. Right now, people still in jail for being Panthers, political prisoners. So this is for San Diego. The Black Panther San Diego chapter released a statement saying it does not endorse, support, or agree with Paul Birdsong in Philadelphia. So Black Panther Party San Diego chapter, the San Diego Black Panther Party does not endorse, support, or agree with the foolish rhetoric and threats made by the person known as Paul Birdsong in Philadelphia. We call making empty emotional statements of armed force attacks wolf ticket. In no way does promoting armed violence and open-ended threats serve to bring about the correct posture of a Panther. This statement will get people killed and play into the hands of oppressive forces, granting them the ammunition needed to attack actual Black Panthers, meaning he's not an actual Black Panther, that are committed to the serious and just actions of raising the consciousness and empowering the people to make progressive change. For those that think this rhetoric represents Black Panthers across the nation, you are mistaken. And in San Diego, we are not promoting actions that will get you prematurely killed. The greatest weapon we have is the proper use of intelligence, critical thought, and right reason. Emotional showboating is not our lane and does not inspire long-term development and recovery. All power to the people means no to reactionary behavior and sensationalism for likes and views. Robert Ward, chairman of the Black Panther Party, San Diego chapter, right? Then we got another one, Black Panther Party. The San Diego Black Panther Party firmly rejects and disavows the rhetoric and threats made by the individual known as Paul Birdsong in Philadelphia. We must join along with other Black Panther formations in stating that we do not stand with Paul Birdsong. This person has publicly declared themselves the chairman of the Philadelphia Black Panther Party and uses social media to present that claim as legitimate. Their approach relies on sensationalism and inflammatory statements designed to attract attention rather than truly advance the liberation of our people. Recent comments made by this individual are dangerous and are seen as accelerationism. They risk putting the lives of others in harm's way and provide oppressive forces with exactly the justification they seek to target real Black Panthers doing the work every day. That's what he's doing it for, bro. He's giving them the justification that they need to attack Black identity extremists. And that will be the label. This motherfucker is a fucking fed, bro. A legend. It's just dawning on me, bro. They've already been pushing this Black identity. Bro, I was just finna end this. Hold on, before we go, bro. Before we go. Black identity extremists, bro. Hold on. What is the Fed's position on Black identity extremists under the Trump administration? How much resources have they invested into investigation? So we can't get no money for school and all of that for the kids from the Trump administration. So in August 2017, the FBI's Domestic Terrorism Analysis Unit issued an internal intelligence assessment labeling a potential threat category called Black identity extremists, described as people motivated to target law enforcement officers in response to perceived racism and injustice. That assessment was shared with thousands of law enforcement agencies nationwide as part of the FBI's domestic terrorism intelligence briefing. So now we're finna be labeled domestic terrorists. The FBI claimed these extremists might justify premeditated retaliatory actions against police, but critics said there was no real evidence that such an organized movement existed. Term discontinued in 2019. By July 2019, FBI Director Christopher Wray publicly acknowledged in a Senate hearing that the Bureau was no longer using the Black identity extremist label. So what's the new label? So what's the new label? It was COINTELPRO. It was the Black Desk. Black identity extremists. What's the new label for you to target our community? Lawmakers, including Senator Cory Booker, criticized the term as racializing and misleading, saying it could unjustly target Black protesters and civil rights activists. What replaced the label? The FBI shifted towards broader domestic terrorism terminology such as racially motivated violent extremism, which in its guidance continued to include categories previously covered by the Black identity extremism classifications, including violence motivated by perceptions of racism. How many investigations and resources were dedicated? There is no released comprehensive tally of how much they do know. But what we do know from oversight and public filings, the ACLU and civil rights groups sued the FBI to obtain surveillance records related to this program, indicating the government was not voluntarily transparent. So they've been hiding how they've been targeting us for this. Public commentary from experts noted there were few, if any, documented cases of violent actions that fit the FBI's Black identity extremist narrative. and that the evidence behind the designation was shaky. Former agents and legal analysts criticized the FBI for profiling based on race and political expression rather than documented organizational extremism. Facts. Federal priorities under Trump. Several broader trends in federal domestic security priorities under the Trump administration have been reported. A shift away from some domestic terrorism tracking. The FBI reportedly scaled back staffing and tools for domestic terrorism investigations, including dismantling tracking capabilities in the domestic terrorism operations section. A federal database tracking domestic terrorism and targeted violence funded at the time by the Department of Homeland Security was defunded, cutting around $20 million in related projects. These changes suggest a reallocation of federal resources under internal FBI leadership and Department of Justice directives during this period, though precise numbers tied to specific threat categories are not public. So a lot of this stuff is still being kept cryptic. Evidence of an organized Black extremist movement did not exist outside the FBI's intelligence classification. Risk of racial profiling. Organizations like the ACLU argued the classification risk labeling activism or protest, including Black Lives Matter as terrorism and targeting civil rights activists without legitimate cause. Analogies to COINTELPRO. Opponents pointed out that the tactic of monitoring and labeling Black political movements as threats echoes past federal programs such as COINTELPRO, which targeted civil rights leaders in the 50s and 60s. So I wanted y'all to know that. I think that it's important that whenever we see these type of tethers, these dudes that just come out of nowhere with no background, no history, you got to really start to wonder what their real intentions is, where they came from, who's behind them. Because it's chess out here. They're going to give us martial law because of this. I'll be sure to look like looking like motherfucker. Right. ETE exposes, and Duse definitely exposes wannabe National Black Panther imposter. He's a government plan and probably paid to be a part of starting a civil war. Yeah, a Fed for sure. Spirit Wonder, salute, bro. You have anybody pushing Black Power as a terrorist group? This is nasty work. What the fuck? We fed the children in the 70s in New Haven, Connecticut. Okay, salute to you, Streets, you 9K. The white people supported the movement in the 80s. Ain't no question. Listen, bro, we ain't saying that the white people can't support the movement, but you can't be us. Because when you walk out the door, the treatment you're going to get is not going to be the same as us. So if you're standing against all injustice, if you're supporting our fight for inequality, you are an ally. No doubt about it. This ain't about Black versus white. This is about the people versus the government. This is about the end of capitalism, where the rich get richer. What happened to the American dream, bro? Everybody wants their slice. Those in our communities and in these trailer parks feel the same brunt of economic disparities that their Black counterparts do. So yeah, it's not about Black versus white, brother. But you ain't finna. They gotta show me. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me you support. I need to see that action. Do work for CS2 back. Wacky Rat is his handler. They armed us so they know better, right? We have lawyers now. Street salute. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a member of B. Well, I don't know what that is, B. But look, real G standing on business. Well, look, salute to everybody. Hit that like button. Before you leave, tune in tomorrow. We got the content. Hey, salute to Southern Force. I know he was going through it, but appreciate his support. Hey, to this dude, Paul, you just like Paul in the Bible, right? Let me tell y'all a little bit about Paul in the Bible and we out of here, right? So Paul, let me tell y'all about Paul, right? So Jesus and the original disciples versus Pauline Christians, because Paul got with the Roman church and started his own sect, which they termed the Pauline Christians. Kind of what this dude Paul is trying to do in Philly, right? Jesus and his disciples, the original Hebrew movement. Jesus kept the Torah, the Sabbath, feast, dietary law. He taught, do not think I came to abolish the law or the prophets. Not one jot shall pass from the law. Disciples continued temple worship after Jesus' death. You can see that in Acts chapter 2 through 3. James, Jesus' brother, emphasized obedience and work. That's in James 2:17 through 26. Salvation seen as covenant faithfulness, repentance, righteous living. The movement looked like a Messianic Jewish reform movement inside Judaism. Now, Paul's teachings, law is no longer binding for salvation. Circumcision is no longer required. Torah cannot justify anyone. A man is justified by faith apart from the works of the law. Romans 3:28. You are not under law, but under grace. Romans 6:14. And Christ is the end of the law. Romans 10:14. Mind you, this opened the door for abandoning the Torah entirely in Gentile Christianity. Who Jesus is. Jesus and the disciples. Jesus speaks of God as separate from himself. He prays to God. He calls God my Father and your Father. He never teaches the Trinity doctrine. And Messiah was understood as an anointed king, a prophet like Moses, a son of David, a human chosen by God. The Father is greater than I. John 14:28. Paul elevates Jesus to cosmic divine status, introduces pre-existence theology. He existed in the form of God. This is Philippians 2:6. All things were created through him and for him. That's Colossians 1:16. In him dwells the fullness of the Godhead bodily. Colossians 2:9. Paul's Christology directly shaped later Trinity theologies. Salvation methods. Jesus and the disciples believed in repentance, obedience, moral transformation, keeping the commandments, faithfulness to God's covenant. If you want to enter life, keep the commandments. Matthew 19:17. Not everyone who says, Lord, Lord will enter the Lord will enter the kingdom. That's in Matthew 7:21. Paul changed Jesus' belief. Salvation by belief alone in Jesus' death and the resurrection. Grace over behavior. If you confess with your mouth, you shall be saved. Romans 10:9. And by grace, you have been saved through faith, not of works. So this kind of reduced the ethical obedience in later church practice. This is how they got away from God's word through Jesus. Paul. So in any event, Paul unintentionally reshaped Jesus' Jewish movement into a Greco-Roman theological religion that diverged from Torah-based faith and the original kingdom message. And also, Jesus preached covenant, obedience, and the kingdom of God inside Judaism. Paul reframed the movement into a faith-based salvation system centered on a divine Christ figure, minimizing the Torah and reshaping theology for Gentile audiences. He marketed to the changed it to market to the Gentile audience, whether intentional or not. Pauline theology permanently redirected Christianity away from its original Hebrew foundations. That's a fact. We are the children of Israel. We are the lost tribes. And whenever you get a house nigga like Paul, we're not just talking about the Pauline Christians, but Paul love birds, love joys, whatever you want to call them, bird songs. You know what I'm saying? You gotta cut that cancer off before it corrupts your hand, because you get gangrene on a finger. If you don't cut that finger off, it can spread to the rest of your hand. They'll have to cut your hand off. Rest of your arm, they'll cut your arm off. This is a cancer, and it comes with serious repercussions. The symbolism of what Black Panther stood for is all of the threat that they need to start targeting Black nationalists and those fighting for the people. This is the Damu Kiwe Conversations. We out.